Hi, this is Amy Tang, and I'm going to be sharing my choreographed dance for 6. So actually, I choreographed this dance for 6 people and then taught it at my workshop, but there ended up being 5 of us at the workshop, so we modified it for 5. So I'll just describe to you where the 6th person was intended to fit in and how the dance would be different with 6 people as I describe it. The song is called Come Wash Me in Mercy and Bathe Me in Grace by Douglas Eltsroth, and the chorus repeats itself 4 times, and so that the motif is around the words to the chorus. And I really used Melt My Heart as an inspiration for this, where she takes a really devotional chorus or verse and then choreographs that as a solo and then adds in others, and by changing the stage placement on the stage, how close or tightly the dancers are, what direction they're facing, what level they're on, adds the variety that way. So it begins where all the dancers are spread out. We're in a formation of 5, 1, 2, and 2. A 6th person would have made it 1, 2, and 3. And we do the movements, all the same movements, although we're at different levels. Then we move into a tight cluster where the person in the front leads in unison movements. And I actually intended at first to have those movements be the identical ones that we did throughout, but when we worked with it, it was just really beautiful to let the person in the front lead that more spontaneously. So that's what we did, but it still carries the motif in many of the same movements. Then from there, we go from a tight cluster to being spread out and having different movement. So then we come back into a circle, so we change our movement when we do the verse in a circle. I think right before that, let's see, I have to backtrack. One of the verses says, "My sin is so dirty, I long to be clean." So we do that in the cluster. And we used copy and contrast on that. So half the group first does the movements, "My sin is so dirty, I long to be clean," on 4 counts, or however many counts, holds that, and then the second half of the group repeats that, the same movement. Second time it goes through, we do a complementary movement. So the group first goes into a low round movement, and then in the second part is a higher movement that complements it. Then we move out, we spread out, do some independent movements on the floor, then we come back, move in a circle, so we change our pathway, and then we go out for another one of the verse where it's "My past is so dirty," and that's where on the second position slide we travel in different directions. So the front group goes out and then back in, and the back group goes out and back in to add variety. And then for the last time that the chorus of the motif repeats itself, we, rather than doing everything together, one at a time, we each take one pose. So the first person demonstrates, "Come wash me in mercy." The second person comes into to the formation, "Come bathe me in grace." Third person, "Clothe me in a righteous." And then the other 2, "And loving embrace." Actually, it's at this part and when they're in the circle that the 6th person would have made a difference. So from the part where we're in a circle, I would have just had the 4 dancers dancing in the circle, and 2 of them would have gone back with a blue billow cloth and billowed up twice, billowed in and out, and then on "Clothe Me in a Righteous and Loving Embrace," they would have brought the billow in close to the group and back. And then for the ending, in the video, you'll see we do symmetrical pathways because there is no congregation, but the intention for the ending is that we would actually, on the last 3, "Come wash me in mercy," that we would be in the aisle washing, bringing mercy over the people. Since we didn't have pews or people to do that with, instead we did those movements just making symmetrical pathways. If we had had the 6th, it would have been 4 people going out, dancing over the congregation, and the 2 on the billows, and then finally the very last, "Come bathe me in grace," they would have whooshed the billows up and brought it over the congregation so that everyone's out at the end, and we would have that last bit of ministry. So here is the dance.
Come wash me in mercy, come Come bathe me in grace, clothe me in a righteous and loving embrace. The judge of salvation has a smile on his face as he washes in mercy and bathes me in grace. Come wash me in mercy, come bathe me in grace, clothe me in a righteous and loving embrace. The judge of salvation has a smile on his face as he washes in mercy and bathes me in grace. My sin is so dirty, I long to be clean. My sin is so dirty, wash me in mercy, come bathe me in grace, clothe me in a righteous and loving embrace. The judge of salvation has a smile on his face as he washes in mercy and bathes me in grace. My past is so dirty, I long to be clean. My past is so dirty, I long to be clean. Come bathe me in grace, clothe me in a righteous and a loving embrace. The judge of salvation has a smile on his face, such a beautiful face as he washes in mercy, as he washes in mercy.